Welcome, everybody, to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima, and I'm a dating and relationship coach and founder of Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and also of Single in Stilettos. Today, we have as a very special guest, Tinsley Bradford, and she is the author of The Settle-Free Dating Method for Women. And today, we're going to talk about how to fall in love with dating, because all too often, and it always breaks my heart when I hear a woman say, I'm burnt out from dating, or, I just don't want to do this anymore. And I want Tinsley to give you some tips to help you fall back in love with dating, because you want to go in with that positive attitude and not have that negative energy, because that negative energy is going to repel men. But before we jump into it, Tinsley, I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about you and what made you write this book.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Hi, Suzanne and your wonderful viewers. I wrote this book, The Settle-Free Dating Method for Women, which is a no-nonsense advice guide to remind you that you are more. And I actually have a chapter in this book about dating is healthy. So I'm so glad that we're talking about this, because that's one of my chapters. You have to date in order to weed out the negativity. But I wrote this book because I wanted to empower women to make wiser dating choices when choosing their mates and stop wasting their time when it comes to dating. Pay attention to key telltale signs that'll tell you early on that he's not the one for you. See, I wasted my time a lot on guys that I saw were not the right fit, but I wanted to force it. Based off potential, I tried to make it work. Wasn't a good choice. So I stopped doing that and wrote this book, started a blog about empowering women, and the rest is history. So I'm here now using those nuggets to give them to you, because I learned how to stop settling for less.
Awesome. I love that. It's about empowering women. So tell us the first way a woman can fall back in love with dating.
Yes. So this is going to be one of those ones I'm sure a lot of women have heard before. But you have to fall in love with yourself all over again if you're not, in order to be successful with dating or leveraging any kind of relationship with a guy. A lot of times we go into a relationship thinking we're ready. There's past hurts that's not resolved. There's issues not ironed out. There's self-doubt and insecurities that we have that we don't realize will reflect, just like Suzanne said, negatively in any type of relationship you're trying to build when you're in the early stages of dating. So in order for you to be healthy and find excitement and joy in dating again, you must first find excitement and joy within yourself. Once you're in a good place up here, physically and mentally, you can feel so good about yourself that when you walk into a room, that guys will know, oh, she's not playing. She is the truth. She's the total package. They'll be able to sense that you're no nonsense, but at the same time, you're open and available to get to know. And then they will gravitate towards that energy. So be okay with finding true love within yourself. Like yourself again. Love yourself enough to feel good enough to be ready to date. Because we have to make sure we're ready, whether it's financial setbacks, whether it's stability issues that you're ashamed of. Trust me, if you don't meet just this saint that's just like gonna overlook all of that, a lot of people will judge you on circumstances. Sad but true. So get yourself ready to date. And once you're ready, in love with you again, then dating is going to be exciting again. Because now you feel like you really got something to bring to the table without feeling like you're a hindrance for the guy.
That is so true. And like I always say, is be the best version of yourself. Because it's a man's not going to fulfill what's missing within you. So, Tinsley, what's your second way a woman can fall back in love with dating?
Oh my goodness. The second way you can fall in love with dating is give it a shot. I mean, you cannot fall in love with anything you don't try. Give it a shot. Think of all the positive times that you've had. I'm sure every single date you had in your life wasn't just a horror story, was it? Come on. Everything couldn't have been so bad. Think of the ones that were good. Pay attention to the early stages too in the relationship. When you're dating and you're trying to build a relationship, pay attention to the signs in the early stages. That's what I meant to say. If you're already going into that relationship or that dating situation and you see telltale signs that tell you this is going to be a nightmare, then you're not going to be able to fall in love with it, because now you're going to be going back to that same old, oh my God, here we are again. You don't have to be defensive about everything you see in a guy that's not a good fit. Just put it in your muscle memory and just know, hey, he's probably not going to be a good fit for me, and move on. But don't sit at the house saying you're not going to try. The only way you can fall in love with it again is if you try it. You know, I didn't know I was going to ever like grilled chicken and onions again. When I got pregnant, I started hating grilled chickens and onions because it made me nauseated when I was pregnant. So I ended up, when had my baby, I said, I'm not eating that no more because it made me nauseated. But I used to love it. I worked at Arby's and they had like grilled chicken Philly with the onions, and I used to love that sandwich. I know this sounds crazy, but if I had never tried it again, I would never have fallen in love with it again. I would have written off the opportunity of indulging in a delicious, juicy grilled chicken and onion sandwich. So you two are probably missing out on a good relationship because you're simply not willing to try. You got to give it a try and slowly see that it will not hurt you to try. Fall in love with it again, and it may be the perfect one. Got to give it a try.
I so agree with that, because I can't tell you how many experts that are married that I've interviewed, and they say, there's this one time that I just really didn't want to go to this thing, or I didn't want to do this, but something got me off my couch to go do it. And then they end up meeting their husband, who they now are married to. And so it's important to, even if you don't feel like it, just kind of push yourself a little to just go do it.
Yes. And I can also say, don't let that be, when you go out and do stuff, don't always let that be your intentions. Just go out and have a good time. And like you said, it may just kind of fall into your lap unexpected, but don't always go, what you doing, girl? Oh, I'm going to the movies today. Hope to meet a man. That shouldn't be why you're going. Go enjoy the movie.
Yes.
And if someone comes along, then let them come along. Don't go out with the intention of looking for somebody.
Yeah, because you don't want to come home disappointed. Just do what you need to do to get out there. Okay, so what's the third way a woman can fall back in love with dating?
All right, the third and final tip of the night is you have to trust the process of dating. Trust. If you have trust issues, dating will be hard. If you've not let go of some stuff, dating is going to be hard. Trust that starting fresh will make you feel good. So, perfect example. If you're no longer feeling good about yourself, like your hair's not done or whatever, get yourself all glammed up, but also trust that when you reach out to try and date somebody who you may have met, say you've met a guy already, he's wanting to go out on a date, but you've already got in your mind that guy's not going to be a good fit, because none of them ever are, according to you, because you just feel like all men are dogs. You got to trust the process. If the man took the time to reach out to you and approach you and was showing interest, get all glammed up, however you feel, and go out on a date with the guy. Trust the process of dating again. Learn how to give people a freaking chance again. Stop thinking that every single person is a dog. Stop thinking that every single man out there is horrible. They are not all horrible. There's some good ones out there. And if you do not give them a chance because you don't trust anybody anymore for whatever reason, because of your past situations, that's not going to help you. You got to trust the process of dating, and you got to know it's no different. I always revert to using examples for job and employment. When that hiring manager is making their decision, they don't just choose the first candidate that comes in. They interview several candidates to see, but they have to trust the position is going to get filled eventually by the right fit. But they cannot do that if they don't what? Post a job, what? Interview the person, what? Make their decision. They cannot do that if they don't do that. You will not ever find joy in dating again if you don't trust the process and you don't go ahead and try this date and trust the guy. Give him a chance. He's not that one that did that to you 10 years ago. He's a totally new person. So look at it from a fresh mind and a fresh perspective going forward. I mean, I want it to just be like this. I want you to stop watching this video and go, is this right? I'm going to call Chuck back. We're going to set up a date. Do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I like that you said that, because it's like when we as women, when we think too much, it stalls us, and we're like, oh no, I don't want to do that. But it's like, you just got to do it. Don't even think about it, just do it. And if you're not out there dating, then just say, I'm going to go put up my online profile now. Tinsley inspired me to go put up my online profile now. So just do it. Don't think about it. So
that's a great point you bring up. That's a great point.
What?
Ladies, don't be afraid to date in other ways. Like if you don't feel really comfortable meeting them in person, put up an online dating profile, like Suzanne said, and put yourself out there as available to date, get those pings, and take your time when you're going through them. You don't have to go through every email you get and every ping you get. You'll lose your mind. Do it at your choice. If you meet that person, I thought you ain't gonna never respond. You took too long. Next. You don't need anyone that's already coming in with something negative. You're a busy woman with a job and a life. You ain't got time to be sitting by no computer waiting on a ping from a dating site. If you call him, good for him. If not, then he needs to understand it's because you're busy. But you finally call him. But don't ever hesitate in putting up an online dating profile, because that's sort of like having your own dating concierge.
Exactly. And it's actually more convenient than trying to meet men organically, because meeting men organically, you don't know anything about them, whereas at least with online profiles, at least you can weed out the ones that don't match certain parameters that you're looking for. So it's actually more efficient. So
It is.
so these have been some great tips. So Tinsley, I know you have a free gift for the ladies, so can you tell them about it?
Yes. So, ladies, guess what? There's a free chapter in my book that I decided to upload and share with you. But in order for you to get that chapter and get that dating insight from Tinsley's Settle Free Dating book right here, you gotta you gotta visit my site at tinsleybradford.com. Click on that little box that pops up and says subscribe here for a chance to get your free gift. And it's gonna go straight into your email and you're gonna be able to see it. I can't wait for you to see it. And respond to me and let me know what you think about it.
Awesome. So, ladies, if you want Tinsley's free gift, you can go to tinsleybradford.com, or you can click on the link right below this video. And thanks, everybody, for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you'd like to view the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com. And if you'd like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. And if you would like to get our free ebook on why men disappear without a trace, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.